Hello, I'm Newt Gingrich. How are you?
Newt Gingrich has come a long way.
Congratulations on your comeback. It's great to see you.
Good. For months, his poll numbers sat in the single digits, and then a series of strong debate performances started moving the needle. They showcased his intellect, ideas, and experience. And he also stood out for what he did not do, attack his colleagues, which he thinks voters have noticed.
People are hungry for substance, and they're hungry for somebody who can stand up to Obama in a debate. And they do not like to watch Republicans attack each other. So every time these guys have had consultants be clever, they've actually weakened themselves in the attack. And that's part of it.
The other part is boldness, his ability to throw political correctness out the door.
I would say to the government in Iran today, you have a very short time to solve this on your own, and if you don't, we will solve it for you, and we frankly couldn't care less what the rest of the world thinks. We're going to get it done.
Even though Gingrich is a Washington insider, he's talking like an outsider who's fed up with politicians. Take the infamous super committee that couldn't get anything done.
I've assumed the whole thing was a fiasco from the beginning, so I haven't paid any attention. I just assumed it reached its natural conclusion, which was failure.
This clearly is not the first political rodeo for Gingrich, and as we traveled with him on the road, he told us he's different now.
Hi, young lady. I'm Newt. How are you? Good. Can we get do you mind getting a picture with me?
He's smoothed the edges of the hard-charging 40-something speaker. Now, he's trying to be a wiser grandfather.
I'm much better now.
Is that right?
I waste less energy. I do fewer dumb things.
Although he admits that filming a commercial a few years ago with Nancy Pelosi promoting climate change wasn't a good idea. And he also ruffled some GOP feathers when he weighed in on the party's plan to restructure Medicare.
I don't think right-wing social engineering is any more desirable than left-wing social engineering.
In an attempt to derail the Gingrich train, opponents are trying to convince voters that he's not as conservative as he says. Others point to an arrogance that's turned off some Republicans over the years. Yet in a strange way, it's the self-confidence and bravado that may actually work to his advantage.
The press looks at the bombastic Newt and thinks this is a joke, this is not someone who can be a compelling leader. I think a lot of voters in the conservative movement want someone who's like Churchill, want someone who's like Reagan, want someone who's big and an historical figure. And while Gingrich is, when he talks about himself that way, turns off some elites, I think some voters actually like it and look to that and say, we want to beat Barack Obama. We need someone bigger than life, someone who thinks of himself as bigger than life in order to win.
You are fantastic. Good luck.
Thank you.
God bless you.
That is the political air that Gingrich occupies right now as the larger-than-life statesman.
A politician is concerned about the next election. A statesman is concerned about the next generation. That's why I'm voting for you.
Thank you.
But for Gingrich to win, he's going to need a strong showing from evangelicals. They represent huge voting blocs in the early states of Iowa and South Carolina. He's aware of that need, and it shows in his stance on two very important issues for conservative Christians.
Our Judeo-Christian civilization is under attack from two fronts. On one front, you have a secular atheist elitism, and on the other front, you have radical Islamists. And both groups would like to eliminate our civilization if they could, for different reasons, but with equal passion.
When are you coming to Union County?
However, Gingrich also has his challenges. He's made recent statements about whether life actually begins at conception. Plus, his past infidelity from previous marriages may make it hard for some to pull the lever for him.
I want to know, who are you today? Which man are you today? Which man would you be as president? You know, I would want to sense a real change in his moral character.
Gingrich says he has asked God for forgiveness and been happily married for more than 12 years now.
I think that's something they have to decide. I mean, in the end, they got to close their eyes and think it's October of next year. Who do you want to have debate Obama? And you could have Newt Gingrich as he really is with his entire past, or you can have somebody else. Now, who do you think is more likely to beat Obama in the debate? Let's do it.
Whatever the outcome, Gingrich is going to continue to speak his mind, and he understands that the challenge ahead will be hard.
The President of the United States is much more than the manager of the American government. He or she is the leader of the entire American family. And that is a really extraordinary spiritual, psychological, historical, cultural job that transcends politics. And I think the great presidents all know that. And I think in that sense it is very sobering to realize that we're doing well enough that, you know, I could end up having to face an enormous challenge next year.
David Brody, CBN News, in Des Moines, Iowa.